I'm Klein. I am a municipal court judge now for the city of Corpus Christi. I am a former prosecutor for Nueces County, where I prosecuted all kinds of felony and misdemeanor crimes for approximately 6-something years. Prior to that, I lived in New England, and prior to that, I was born in Moscow, Russia. I was born to two scientists who practiced their right to religion, which was not quite recognized in Russia, and there were very severe penalties for that. And so the quality of my parents' life and of mine were fundamentally affected by their choice of exercising the religion.
When Ina was born, it was Brezhnev dictatorship. Our relationship with the West was very stiff, and there were a lot of limitations for personal freedoms, religious freedoms, political freedoms. And of course, our family felt uncomfortable.
When I was 13 years old, my parents made a decision to leave everything they had behind and to take my 2-year-old brother and me and leave. We left separately. My mom took my brother and me, and my father left several weeks prior to that. And we met again in New York City.
I came with 2 children, 2 suitcases, and $200 to this country. And of course, it was very difficult for Ina. She studied German in Russia, and she came to this country not knowing any English.
When we came to this country, I didn't speak any English, and my parents started looking for jobs, and so my job for the next several months was to take care of my very excitable, very active 2-year-old brother and to learn English. And since I didn't know anybody who would be willing to practice English with me, I learned it watching soap operas and learning a very exciting English. And so I watched soap operas and Doogie Howser and many other sitcoms.
Ina I think she was born like this. She always was a very, very sweet girl, you know. From the moment she started expressing herself, she wanted to make life nice for everybody. I think it was actually a very good decision to move out of Russia, not only because the freedoms and the opportunities in this country, but also because it shaped her.
Graduated from high school in Rhode Island and went on to Brandeis University in suburbs of Massachusetts. I did go to law school and got very interested in criminal law, which I never thought I would get interested in. But thanks to one of my criminal law professors, I also did an internship at the public defender's office, which was an eye-opening experience. So I started out being an assistant intern public defender and was able to actually try some cases under the supervision of a practicing attorney. I graduated from law school and briefly worked for a civil firm in Rhode Island, and soon thereafter my husband and our infant daughter moved to Texas. So even though I wasn't born in Texas, I got here as soon as I could and had the pleasure of taking over the bar exam, which is a wonderful 3-day experience, and was given my first job by then elected district attorney Carlos Valdez, and started out prosecuting misdemeanor crimes. I spent 6 months in the misdemeanor section and was promoted to the felony crimes. And for the next several years, I prosecuted all types of felonies, starting with thefts and driving while intoxicated and ending with crimes against children, domestic violence, family violence, gang-related crimes, murders, all kinds of aggravated assaults.
Ina is friendly, smart, and knowledgeable. But I think the most important part is that she offers a unique combination of energy and hardworking personality, especially energy being younger generation, and also experience which she acquired through her life, which is more typical for the older generation, and the experience which she acquired back in Russia, looking at personal rights violation, at domestic violence, at women's abuse, addiction to alcoholism, is just unique for a person of her age. And I think that Ina would make a very good judge for the 214 District Court.
Actually, one of the most interesting crimes to prosecute and probably just to study, I believe, is domestic violence, family violence, because the dynamics in that crime changes tremendously, where the victim and the defendant have a relationship. And where this crime doesn't quite fit into the traditional formula of the victim and the defendant. Where I came from in Russia, domestic violence was very much accepted and sort of looked the other way. The law enforcement didn't want to have anything to do with it. Really, it was something that was accepted on a daily basis. You could often hear your neighbors being involved in that sort of behavior, and nobody said anything. When a judge is elected in Texas, the judge follows the law. The judge listens to the people who come to see him or her in court because they need judicial intervention. Whether the defendant or the civil party is a Republican, a Democrat, an independent, a Green, is absolutely irrelevant. And so I urge every voter to study their candidates, especially judicial candidates, and not vote the straight ticket for the judicial races. Because a judge should not be a politician. And if I could say one thing about me is I'm not a politician. I'm a mom, a wife, a daughter, a sister, not a politician.